Today I'm going to showcase to you the strongest Town Hall 10 attack strategy. ZAP Dragons is unbelievable and there is no way that you can defend it. Today I'm going to give you a guide on how to use this attack strategy you see here. Now in terms of hero equipment, this is the best combination. If you have the magic mirror, use that instead of the invis vial. Now the giant arrow, it is so much easier to do this attack strategy if it's level 12. You'll see later on in the video, I'll do one attack with a level 9 giant arrow and it makes a world of difference. Then on the minion prince, I think this is the best combination. You see, these hero equipment aren't max. My archer queen isn't max level. We're still going to dominate bases. So with this attack strategy, you want to use the giant arrow that you're going to see right here to get rid of 2 air defenses. But the air defenses you pick are crucial because you can get rid of 2 air defenses no matter what angle it is on the base. But you want to get rid of 2 and then if possible leave the remaining 2 air defenses within earthquake range of each other, because then with this army I've only got 1 earthquake. You use the 1 earthquake to weaken both of them, then 3 lightning on each, and suddenly all 4 air defenses are down on the base. Now your archer queen's not going to set much of the funnel. Her job's done with the giant arrow, but she's going to set enough of a funnel, and we spam our dragons in on the right hand side. I use 2 baby drags over here to funnel the dragons in. Now the sweepers are going to be an issue here because I wasn't able to get one of them with the giant arrow or the lightnings because it's a good base like that, but that's not going to stop us. Now single infernos are definitely the worst type of inferno for this. Multi-infernos, still rough. They do lots of damage to balloons, less so the dragons, but the single infernos can really burn through your troops, and you've only got 2 freeze spells, and I didn't really make use of my dark orb ability here on the minion prince. But what you want to do, you want to punch into the base and then save generally a lot of your spells for the back end, because it's much harder to deal with the back end of the base than the very start. I want the rage spell here for the dragon and the minion prince. Unfortunately, the minion prince goes out of it, but mainly for this dragon, because we want the dragon to finish off that single inferno, because if I get rid of the single inferno, there's really nothing the base can do to stop the 3-star from happening. And you might look and say, Hook, there isn't that many troops up. Why are you saying this attack strategy is OP? I haven't used my CC. And that's what's so good about this attack strategy compared to basically any other attack strategy at Town Hall 10. You don't need your CC that often at all, which means it's so much easier for you. You don't have to use the raid medals. You also don't need a siege machine, because you can request a siege machine at Town Hall 10. Not really needed in this attack strategy. I will show you later in the video what to do with the CC and the haste spell, because obviously what sort of teacher would I be if I didn't show you that? But really good start here. We're able to take down the base without using clan castle reinforcements at all. Let's see what we can do on a base where the town hall is in the center rather than on the outside. Alright, let's pause it here and go through the planning. So, generally you want to get rid of 2 air defenses with your archer queen and then use 1 earthquake for the final 2. But none of these air defenses are close enough to each other that 1 earthquake will weaken both of them. So we do need to get a bit creative. Now, if you want, you can drop 1 freeze spell or your haste spell and bring a 2nd earthquake if you really want to go for air defenses. But I've got a cheap little trick that you can do here. So I use the archer queen over there. We get rid of 2 air defenses, but we also weaken that single inferno. So have a look. We use the earthquakes here and 3 lightning spells. Then if we go back to this single inferno, it's weak, and we finish off both the wizard towers and the single inferno there with just 2 lightning spells. Perfect. I didn't even need the lightning and the earthquake spell to finish this final air defense off. In fact, I think those 2 lightning spells got more value than we would have from an extra 3 lightning and 1 quake. Now we put the 2 baby dragons down. Look at how patient I'm being here. I'm waiting for the funnel to be set by the baby dragons. This attack strategy isn't particularly slow, so setting a good funnel is incredibly important. Now, it would have been better if the baby dragon on the left side went for that army camp, but you can't have everything. Now, I should have used my last lightning spell right here on that defensive CC headhunter, because the minion, my minion prince does take a lot of damage. In fact, I should have just used the lightning spell on any part of this defensive CC. That's something that's really nice. You can use it on skeleton traps as well, or you can use it on defenses if you want them to target a different troop. If there's a different troop that's closer, the air defense or whatever building you hit with the lightning will retarget. Anyways, minion prince coming across here. This entry didn't go amazing. You can see the defenses are wearing away at the troops, but yet again, have not used the CC. Now, I will use the CC, but barely in this one. In the next attack is where I'll talk more about how you use it. Really nice minion prince ability there, but probably should have been half a second earlier to keep that dragon alive. We'll 4 times through the rest of this because it is kind of inevitable that we are going to walk away with the 3-star here. Use the zap. I use the balloons and the haste, and yeah, look at that. Base never really stood a chance, but this is on the normal mode of the game. Let's give it a go in hard mode. For those unsure what hard mode is, here it is. It's a modifier for friendly challenges and friendly wars that essentially makes the game more difficult, and if your army is really overpowered, it should still be able to 3-star in this more difficult format. So let's see the army in action. I start the Archer Queen down the bottom. Really nice giant arrow. I hit 2 air defenses and a sweeper. And what are we going to do with the remaining lightning and quake? Well, 1 earthquake spell with 3 lightning to get rid of a sweeper and air defense. Then the remaining 3 lightning. I only needed 2 on the Inferno, but I used all 3 of them to finish that off. We got the Archer Tower as well. And look at how much value that is. However, this is hard mode. This attack is far from being a 3-star. Now, I delay my balloons a second here, probably a little too long. So when you deploy, you want to go dragons, then balloons. You kind of want the dragons to take a little bit of the initial fire, and then the loons take some after that. But yeah, I let the dragons take way too much fire here. I think I've lost about 3 of them already. So not a good start to the attack at all. Yeah, the loons are up, which is nice because they're going to take some defenses down, but it's not worth losing about 3 dragons for. Now, the loons will go and finish off the expo, I believe, here. Yeah, so maybe it was worth it in the end, honestly. You can see the witch skeletons being a pain for the dragons in the core. And we have made it through the first part of the base, but the back end of the base is really where we're going to struggle here. So what do? Well, we use the CC balloons. Now, the most important thing with this is you have to envisage how they're going to path. So I want them to get rid of this single Inferno here. It is the major target left on the base. So if I'd sent them from over here, they would have gone to the cannon, then the arch tower, then maybe this cannon as well, and suddenly they haven't gotten any value. So I deliberately placed them from over here because then I know they're going to go mortar, cannon, Tesla, and then single Inferno. They're going to path perfectly. And this is why you need to kind of think about how you use your CC balloons, and then use the haste spell with them. So I use the haste spell to speed them up. Notice how quickly they're moving from defense to defense. I use the freeze spell as well. A few traps get pulled, which is fine because it's helpful for the minion prince. They go up, and they're going to get rid of the Archer Tower as well. They don't get rid of the Tesla, but that is fine. And look at all that value that was gotten. Think of how much more we would have gotten in the last 2 attacks where we didn't really use our CC at all. We would have truly overkilled the base. I used my Rage spell here. Definitely didn't need it, but I just wanted the attack to finish as quickly as possible. And this is a 3-star. And if you're wondering, yes, well, you can see I did 15% on one of the attacks, but the other 3 attacks were all done in a row. All of these friendly challenges. But if that's not enough for you, let's do it in a war then, where we've only got 1 chance and 1 opportunity. This whole video, I've been using the level 12 giant arrow, but at one point, I had a level 9 giant arrow. I'm going to show you that even if it's not the level required to remove air defenses, you can still get 3 stars. Now, obviously, not taking down the air defenses severely compromises this army, because then your 6 zaps and 1 quake isn't going to be enough to finish off the remaining air defenses on the base. So I do the best I can here. I get rid of 2 air defenses, get rid of 3 technically, and leave only 1 up on the base. Unfortunately, this sweeper is up, and then I decide to go straight into it. Not the greatest thinking on my part, but despite everything that I do in this attack to try and fail, we're still going to be able to get a 3-star attack. So the baby dragon on the funnel doing a good job. You're going to see the effect a sweeper has in this attack and why it's so important, if you can, to avoid the sweeper. Now you can see the single Inferno locks onto the to the minion prince here. We get really lucky that the minion prince gets pushed back, but we end up using the ability shortly after anyway, so it wouldn't have really mattered. Now, on the minion prince, I am using the metal pants, and I feel like I should show you it in this video, how strong it is. I think the henchman puppet's better because, look, the metal pants did nothing in this, and at the low level, it doesn't last long enough wherein your minion prince is likely to deal with a seeking air mine. Now, because this attack was getting close, I did decide to use my CC here, and you can see how strong the loons are with the haste. They just vault their way across the base, and it adds so much power to this army. You're not going to need to use your CC troops much, but when you do, it's really nice to know that they're excellent at dealing with the back end of the base. The only thing they're not very good at dealing with is defensive heroes, so make sure if there's an archer queen or a minion prince defensively on the base, that you've dealt with them with your dragons. And then these loons, I mean, there's nothing really that can stop them, particularly when you pair them with a freeze spell like I did. Even with everything that went wrong in this hit, mainly centered around me being a noob and having a low level giant arrow, you're still going to be able to get 3 stars with this attack strategy. It is ridiculously strong. I argue it's the strongest attack strategy at Town Hall 10, and what I really like about it is, as I've said so many times, you don't need your clan castle troops that much. So if you've got lousy clanmates, it doesn't really matter. If you've got any more questions, put them down below. I will get back to every single one of them because I love you guys.